Hello everyone, it's Mafalda and welcome back to a new video, and today I'm going to be doing the end of the year book tag, and maybe I should have done this a little bit earlier, maybe at the end of September, mid-September, but I honestly forgot about this tag. I feel like I always forget every year and I always do super late, but whatever, I'm still gonna do it. I honestly don't know where 2023 has gone. The years have been going by so fast and I honestly can't keep up because I just feel like January was yesterday and we were just starting a brand new year, and now we're almost in 2024. Like, what the hell is going on? But anyway, we still have 2 months left of the year, so this tag is kind of like to close out these two reading months, and honestly I am really excited for these months. I have some really exciting things planned, and not only in terms of reading but also in my life in general, and yeah, I'm excited, and let's get into the tag. So the first question is, are there any books you started this year that you still need to finish? And I feel like I gave the exact same answer last year, and the answer is no, because whenever I start a book and I don't end up finishing it, it just means I DNF'd it, and yeah, I'm not going to continue with that book. So all of the books that I started and didn't complete, I ended up not finishing and will not finish. So yeah, I guess not. I guess I don't have any books other than the books that I'm currently reading that I still need to finish this year. At least that comes to mind. I think only the books that I'm currently reading, that I'm currently in the middle of, I need to finish, obviously, and I will finish them. So yeah, I guess that's my answer. The next question is, do you have an autumnal book to transition into the new year? And this is the question where I'm like, yeah, I should have done this tag earlier, because I feel like the books that I've been reading in October are pretty good autumnal like transition books, because I've been reading a lot of like, not horror, but like crime and thrillers. So I guess those books would count for this answer, but I still have one book. Well, I guess two. I'm gonna mention two because this first book is one that I said that I was gonna read in October, but I'm currently filming this in the last week of October and I'm not gonna get to this book, unfortunately. But I don't know. I don't know if I should postpone it for next year and read it in October of 2024, or if I should just read it in November, because like November is still like kind of spooky, you know, like at least the beginning of November, I feel like there's still like Halloween vibes going on. So I don't know if I'm gonna get to it. I should have read this during October and I didn't get to it. So yeah, and this is a very intimidating book, and yeah, let me just get to it. And it is House of Leaves by Mark Z. Danielewski? Hope I'm pronouncing that right. Last year I promised myself I would read this during October of this year, and I'm so mad at myself that I didn't end up getting to it, but this is just such an intimidating book, and there are multiple ways to read it, and it's gonna take a really long time. So that's why I ended up not picking it up during October, because I know this is gonna take a really long time to read, and I had so many books on my TBR that I had from September still, and it was just a mess, honestly, October, and I've just been super busy with other books. But now I'm like at a crossroads and I don't really know if I should still read this in November or save it for next year. At the speed that time is going, I know October 2024 is just around the corner, so maybe I should save it for next year. I don't know, I'm still confused by it, and I'm finishing up 2 books right now, and after I finish those 2 books, I am going to decide if I'll pick this up or not this year. But this is like the perfect transition autumnal book because it is spooky, and I've heard a lot of people say it's amazing. So yeah, I feel like this would be the perfect book, but I'm not sure if I'll get to it. So because of that, I ended up choosing another book that I am definitely going to read, and this is also a good, I feel like, transitional book to the end of the year. And that book is The Bandit Queens by Perrine Shroff, and I'm going to be buddy reading this with my friend Casey, and I'm super excited about this book. This follows our main character Gita, and she is believed to have killed her husband, and she hasn't really bothered correcting people if she has or not. And so there's this rumor that she has killed her husband. And as news starts to spread with this rumor, Gita starts being approached by the women in her village who are being abused and mistreated by their husbands, and they are asking her for her to help them kill their husbands, basically. And this is a thriller, so I feel like it's perfect for, I guess, the fall and just like the moodiness of the season, and also because of Halloween and stuff. So I feel like this is the perfect book to kind of like transition into fall and winter. So really excited to get to this one. And yeah, if I don't pick up House of Leaf, this will definitely be my transitional book, along with the other books that I've read during October that were kind of also like thrillers and spooky and stuff. So yeah. The next question is there a new release you're still waiting for? And this is something that I usually don't keep track of. I feel like I should have a list of all the books that I'm excited to come out, and I should like maybe be more interested in knowing what books are coming out, but I honestly don't. And the only book that I know that will come out later in the year, because I was researching it for this question, is Heartstopper Volume 5, which is unfortunately the last volume we're gonna have of Heartstopper. Jump scare. Hello, Editing Mafalda here. I said that Volume 5 of Heartstopper was gonna be the last volume to come out, and that is actually not the truth. And it is Volume 6 that will be the last volume to come out, and it still doesn't have a release date or anything. But yeah, I was really convinced that this was gonna be the last volume for some reason, but I was lying. So I guess that's it. But anyway, Heartstopper Volume 5 is coming out December 7th, and I will be reading it this year still, hopefully. And I'm so excited to see the end of this series that I love so much. So yeah, that is the only book that I kind of know and I'm interested in reading that is coming out this year still. So I guess that's it. The next question is, what are 3 books you want to read before the end of the year? And this was really hard because honestly, any 3 books from my physical TBR could count for this question, but I tried to pick books that I'm really excited in reading. And also I am aware that I did a video called 23 books that I want to read in 2023, kind of at the start of the year, and I kind of know some of the books that are on that list. So I think one of these that I picked is from that list, and I do still want to read it this year. I kind of like put on this list on purpose because I know it's on that other video, but yeah, the other 2 aren't in that list, but I still really want to read them this year because I'm really excited for them. And the first book that I was talking about is All My Rage by Sabaa Tahir. I've had this on my TBR since it came out, literally, and I can't believe I still haven't picked it up, and I feel like I'm really going to like this book. The story is set between Pakistan, where a newlywed couple kind of wants to try and find a new life for them, and moves to the US to do that and opens a motel. And then it also is set in California in the present day, and it kind of follows the, I guess, family members of that couple and how they're doing now. I think someone is trying to shut down the motel and the family's kind of trying to save the motel. I think the story goes back and forth from the newlywed couple coming to the US and settling down, and to the family in the present day. And I love intergenerational stories, so I'm really excited to get to this one, hopefully still this year. And the next one that I have here is actually a new release from this year that I can't believe I still haven't picked up, and it is Family Lore by Elizabeth Acevedo. And this book, similarly to the last one that I talked about, is also a story about family, which I love and I eat it up. And I think this especially focuses on the women of a family, and I think some of them have some magical abilities. That is all I know, that is all I want to know. This is pretty big book, and I think this is the first book that Elizabeth Acevedo is writing outside of the YA genre. So yeah, I'm curious to see if I like it or not. This sounds right up my alley, but with magical realism there are some books where I love it and some books where I just hate that aspect of the story. So I'm excited to see where I fall with on this one, and hopefully I get to it still this year. And the last book that I would like to still read this year is actually, I feel like, a surprising one, but I do love my memoirs, and so I had to include one. And it is Talking as Fast as I Can from Gilmore Girls to Gilmore Girls and Everything in Between by Lauren Graham. And I know that this book is already a couple of years old, but I am very late on the Gilmore Girls bandwagon. I only saw it, I think I started late last year in December, and I finished it this year. And obviously I love it. The vibes are impeccable. And although I do hate Rory as a character, she annoys the shit out of me, I still really love the show. And I have seen some people read this book and say that if you're a fan of Gilmore Girls, you're really gonna like it, because obviously it's Lauren Graham talking about Gilmore Girls. Just excited to read this book, honestly, now that I finished the show, and just to know a little bit more of the inside scoop on the show, and also to know a little bit more about Lauren Graham, because honestly, outside of Gilmore Girls, I don't really know a lot about her. So yeah, I'm excited to read this memoir, and it is pretty short, which I love. And yeah, I just feel like this is going to be a great time. So yeah, that is the last book that I still want to get to this year, hopefully next month. The next question is there a book that could still shock you and become your favorite book of the year? And honestly, for this question, I could answer any of the books that I just mentioned during this video, but I decided to pick just one, the one that I feel like has the most, I guess, potential of becoming a favorite of the year, or the favorite of the year, and I feel like it is The Bandit Queens. I don't know what it is about the plot. Maybe it's because it's women killing men, and honestly I'm into that. No, I'm kidding, but honestly I just feel like the plot is so interesting, and I honestly don't really read a lot of thrillers, and they usually, if they're done well, they surprised me a lot. And I've heard a lot of amazing things about this book, so I feel like it's gonna be done well. I feel like maybe this could be a favorite of the year. We'll see, we'll have to see. But I feel like this is the one that from the books that I've mentioned, that has the most potential of becoming a favorite. So yep. And the last question of this tag is, have you already started making reading plans for next year? And I kind of have, because I have a lot of vlog ideas planned, and some of them I would still like to do this year, but realistically it's not gonna happen. So a lot of those vlogs I'm probably going to do next year, and I really need to start being a lot more, I guess, focused on planning my reading vlogs, like when I'm gonna read those books and when I'm gonna post, because I'm really like loose about that, and then I just end up dragging that video idea for a long time, which has happened and is currently happening with one of my videos, because I didn't like specifically said, okay, I'm going to read this book this month and this book this month, and I'm gonna try and post it around this month. I didn't do that in my head, so it's just, it has been dragging for a little while, I gotta say. So I really want to start planning. Like, I already have the video ideas planned. I just have to plan when I'm gonna read those books and when I'm gonna try and post those videos. So yeah, I guess my reading plan for next year is to be more organized about my reading. And in terms of like numbers and stuff, I feel like I'm probably gonna aim for 75 books like I did this year. I'm going really well. I'm gonna achieve those 75 books, and I feel like it's a good number for me, honestly. So I guess those are my reading plans. I honestly don't have any other right now. I just want to do my vlogs that I'm planning on doing. Also, if I don't end up reading House of Leaves this year, that is also another reading plan, is that I'm gonna read it next year during October, during spooky season. And yeah, because I feel like I'm not gonna pick it up this year. It just feels wrong to read it like close to Christmas. It just feels super wrong. So yeah, I'm probably gonna read House of Leaves next year. I think I just decided that. At the beginning of the video I was like, no, I'm gonna maybe read it this year. Now I'm just like, yeah, it's not gonna happen. From all the books that I also want to read this year, it's just not gonna happen. So I guess that's another reading plan for next year, and I guess that's it. Other plans will come for sure, but it's still early. We still have 2 months of 2023. And yeah, I guess that concludes my end of the year book tag. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. Please leave all your plans down below if you want to tell me about them, and I will see you on my next one. Bye!